Hello, welcome to this video. We are going to be talking about the 8-8 portal, the Lionsgate portal today. So, hello, welcome into this space. I am so excited for you to be here. My name is Sarah Reyna, and I have been studying and working with the 8-8 Lionsgate portal since about 2017, 2018, and I've been teaching it professionally since 2019, so 6 years now, and I've supported over 450 people throughout my online courses, my live workshops, and my one-on-one sessions that I host on the 8-8 portal. So I have a lot of experience with this portal, but also a lot of evolution and a perspective that I would say not many other people on this planet has. So I wanted to create this video just to clear some things up about the 8-8 portal and give you a grounded understanding of this portal from somebody who's experienced both the false light new age side of it and the truth of it. So let's break it down. So the Lionsgate portal, and this is where we're actually going to start to differentiate some things. So the Lionsgate portal is traditionally linked to ancient Egypt and the rise of the star Sirius. Now, when it actually comes down to it, that astrological configuration does not happen at this point anymore. And here's the thing about this. So many people will say that the Lionsgate portal or the 8-8 portal is not real because these things have changed. But here's the real truth behind it. There's no way for us to ever truly prove these things. Point blank. Point blank. There is zero way to ever prove that. So that's why when I go into the Lionsgate portal, the 8-8 portal, I'm not focused on that. I do not focus on the astrological side of things the way that I would have used to in 2020 when I was going through, just like the starseed side of the spiritual world and just like really connected to ascension and Sirius and like getting all these like galactic activations. This is, I would say, phase 1 of learning what the Lionsgate portal is. So if you are seeing content about the Lionsgate portal and ancient Egypt and the star Sirius, I would say that you are in the first stage of awakening when it comes to how to actually work with the Lionsgate portal. So I was you 5 years ago, and let me tell you, it's fun, isn't it? Like, it's amazing because it's this cosmically activating opportunity for you to rise your frequency and really feel empowered in your multidimensionality. And here's the thing from someone's perspective 5 years down the line. It is still a cosmically activating time. It is not like this at any other point during the year except for the 12/12 portal. And here's the thing about portals. People will say, oh, they're not real, but it's about like the Gregorian calendar, so it's false. But if you removed a calendar, I could tell you exactly what portal we're in at any time of the year. I have enough capacity to feel into the energy around me to know that we repeat the same energetic signature and structure every single year at the exact same time. This extends beyond the 8-8 Lionsgate portal, right? This is so much more than that. There are portals every single month. January, February, March, April. Every single month there's a portal. I actually started my whole business talking about portals back in 2019 with the 12/12 portal. And so with that understanding, I want you right now to drop everything that you've heard about these portals. Every piece of information you've read on Google, on Instagram, on TikTok, I want you to let it all go. What are you feeling right now? If this is not your first Lionsgate portal, what have you always felt during this time? Because it's the same every single year. Every single year. And that's how you prove that the portal is real. And it feels crazy that in the year 2025, I have to come on here and be like, yes, the portal's real. It's really weird to have like more of an older pioneer perspective on this, right? To see all of the people who've just woken up in the last like 1 to 2 years talk about it, but not have this like history with it. So I always lead people to come back to what are you feeling? Let me guess, just for a second. Around July 26th, it felt like you were stepping into a new beginning. It felt very activating. It felt very empowering. It felt very like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like the Lionsgate portal, like I'm just going to be able to align back to my highest timeline. This is so multidimensional. This is amazing. And then let me guess, it went downhill from there. It felt like this cosmic crash. Cosmic crash out is such a funny term to use, but it's true. And it felt like you were just navigating these shadowy, dark nights ever since. Maybe you've had some days where it's been really activating. Maybe some days you've trusted your intuition and amazing miracles have happened. But all in all, you've been very tired. You've had pretty bad headaches or migraines. You've kind of gone through it. Maybe you got sick. It's felt like an identity collapse. It's so hard to maintain the things that you used to maintain in the past. Lionsgate. Here's what the Lionsgate 8-8 portal is really doing for those of you who are energetically sensitive and feel into it, and you're not just here to manifest your significant other or whatever people talk about in this year. You're collapsing old identities and stepping back into your highest destiny as a new earth leader, as somebody who has a cosmic mission. And here's, wow, okay, we're going deep right now. This could be like a podcast. This could be a podcast episode with how deep we're about to get. I fear for the length of this video. I was like, I'll record a 10-minute video and then go for breakfast. We're going to be sat here for like 20 minutes, but let's just keep going. Let's get more vulnerable. I don't need this to be seen by more people. I want this to be seen by the right people. Listen, me too. I get really frustrated when there's a zillion and one people who are now spiritual. And you are different than the mass collective of spiritual people now. And I'm here for you specifically, like the new earth leader, the cosmic, the multidimensional, the very hyper-specific spiritual, where you know that you're here for this mission to be able to serve the collective and build a new earth. But you're not just using those terms as clickbait. You're actually using those terms because you actually want to build a new earth. You actually want to, for most of you, the end goal is to have land, to be living in community. Like, you understand that the way that life is right now is not the way that life is going to be, say, in 4 years from now. It's not going to be physically possible to have freedom and sovereignty in this type of reality. And so I'm speaking more to the, I would say, higher level souls who are here for this bigger purpose. Now let's continue. How are you using this portal? So you're not necessarily using this portal for the self-service manifestation. You're using this portal for collective manifestation and manifestations for yourself that you know that God, Creator, Source wants you to have. So you've probably fell off your path at some point during this 2025 year because the spiritual warfare on us individuals who are here for the new earth was absolutely gut-wrenching. I don't know a single person who was able to succeed through their plans this year, and if you did, you are so strong, because so many of us got hyper-targeted with spiritual warfare, usually through relationships was how most people got hit this year. And so if you've been off your path, the Lionsgate portal is the accelerating portal to put you back to where you need to be so that you can serve. So for example, I felt like I was in this amazing place of service. I was really starting a whole new era of my business. I was in the middle of creating amazing projects, and then I had spiritual warfare get to me through a relationship, and then it was just like I could not work for 6 months basically. And I couldn't trust my intuition. I couldn't do the things that I was meant to do. I couldn't listen to when God would call me to do things. I stopped grid working. I stopped doing all the things that were my purpose, that were my mission. And that was an attack on my mission. That was an attack on my purpose. And I know that you likely went through a very similar thing. And so this Lionsgate portal, it's a reclamation, okay? This is your opportunity and your chance. God has kept you in this little bubble, right? It's like things still haven't necessarily equaled out from before, let's say, January. But they're going to start to, especially in September. But here's the thing. Your character has to change. Your character has to change. This has gone so much deeper than mine. Your character has to change, okay? Because the version of yourself that allowed the spiritual warfare to happen is still a version of yourself. You still consented to the spiritual warfare. Even if it was so intense, there was enough opportunities to get out, even if it would have been really fucking hard. There were opportunities to get out, right? And so you are coming into sole responsibility for the attack that happened on your life. And instead of blaming spiritual warfare or the enemy, you're saying, okay, it happened and I allowed it to happen. So how can I use the Lionsgate portal to reclaim back my purpose and my mission? Because what has this Lionsgate portal reminded you of? Take all the things away from what you think that you have to think this portal of, take all of the people who are telling you that it's false out, because the actual psychosis and gaslighting at this point in the spiritual industry is too much for me. And I feel like me, unfortunately, starting to create longer form content means I'm going to get so fucking controversial. But that's okay. And I'm going to start to speak my truth, because there's a lot that is in this like 5'2" small body that needs to be said. So if I get a little bold at some points, there's a lot in me right now. And the more longer these videos are, the more authentic. Anyway, okay, let's center. I'm like, whoa, okay. Lionsgate 8/8. This is. I am so not made for like so many people to be watching this, because there's like, not everyone is gonna resonate with this fucking message, but the people who are watching this and resonating, you really resonate with it, and I love it. Okay, when it comes down to it, this portal has reminded you of your multidimensionality. It has been a little bit of a cosmic remembrance, some more than others, depending on where you are on your starseed journey. If you're like me, and starseeds was like this massive thing to you in like 2018, you've probably ascended and evolved out of it, so you're not necessarily focused on, like, okay, the whole starseed side of the Lionsgate portal. If the starseed thing is a little bit more new to you, you are fully immersed in that, and honestly, girl, fucking enjoy it. Live it up. The starseed side of things, it's going to be one of the best parts of your awakening journey. If you want to take this portal into a more evolved way, if you're like, okay, I see all this stuff about it, but how the fuck can we ground this down? Let me tell you how you get around the Lionsgate portal. And that's the one thing that I do, is I have gone so high up in my spiritual journey, and now I ground it all down. Simply put, the Lionsgate portal is an opportunity for you to plant the seeds to get back to the highest potential mission, purpose, and potential in your life. Point blank. Can't get more complicated than that. It is simply put for you to align to your destiny, your mission, your cosmic purpose in this lifetime. But here's the thing that nobody else wants to talk about. The Lionsgate portal, you don't just set that intention and then you get it. That is not how this works. You fucking work for it. You do the inner work. You get the opportunity to heal. You get the opportunity to do the inner work. You get the chance. Have you not noticed in the last 2 weeks, you've finally been able to be like, oh yeah, that's what's blocking me. That's that subconscious block. That's that limiting belief. That's that childhood memory. That's that relationship trauma. That's that pattern that's been causing me to act like this and not be aligned to my mission. Because here, Lionsgate Portal 8/8 doesn't end here. Does not end here. The Lionsgate Portal, the 8/8 portal, ends on August 26th, the last 8/8 day. You cannot close a portal until the final corresponding numerological day. It's not possible. So we're in this until the 26th of August. And then after that is 9/9. And if you want a deeper understanding about how this works, it's not just one portal. It's a portal every single month for the whole year. And here's the thing. Everybody will start to join in at Lionsgate 8/8. I've been working with the Lionsgate portal since January 1/1. And that's how you can change the way that you use this portal from now on. I don't want you to just pop in, manifest something on 8/8 and get it. Basic. Basic. I want you to understand that after 8/8 comes 9/9. The 9/9 completion portal. You are quite literally going to be doing this inner shadow work for about 6 freaking weeks. So lock in. Lock in on the inner work, because the more inner work you do now, the easier it's going to be to receive your actual Lionsgate portal manifestations or blessings in 10/10, in the new beginning portal in October. This is how this all weaves together and how this all works, okay? If you've been working with portals, you've tuned in for 1/1, 2/2, 3/3, 4/4, 5/5, etc., you've been heading for completion this entire time. What matters more than 8-8 is 9-9, because that's when you actually choose to end the cycles that are holding you back from receiving those blessings. The Lionsgate is an awakening, and it's a reminder that you have the ability to consciously co-create your reality. It's also a test to see, are you going to manifest free will, or are you going to manifest divine will? Are you going to self-service manifest, or are you going to collective manifest? Because I'm going to tell you right now, the era of manifesting things just for yourself, and this whole concept that I think has been so viral now of just manifesting things that you want, is so over and so expired. The entire rooted concept of manifestation was never about you. It was about collective. It was about one or more people gathering to collectively envision something for a community. That's what manifestation really was. It's not supposed to be this thing where you manifest your dream car and manifest this specific person. And it can be, and it is. Like, you can use it for these purposes. And if you're trying to manifest something you know that God has placed on your heart, and you want to use the resources and things like the law of attraction to do that, if you know that God has that for you, do it. And this comes from my own personal relationship with God, and not doing any sort of manifestation or any sort of new age, any sort of spiritual thing for about 8 months in 2022 until I learned what's God and what's not. And what I received after a very long, patient time was these things are used for good and bad. There is God in them, God created them, but you can also use them against God. Don't try to manifest things during this time that are not something that God has wanted for you. If God has told you to write a book, use this portal to write a book and align to that being successful. Do you know what I mean? Don't just be like, oh, I really want to attract my dream partner. But has God placed it on your heart to have a dream partner right now? Oh, I really want to use this portal to manifest my dream car. But has God told you to get this car? I'm all for manifestation, but only when it's in alignment with God's will and what is on your heart. Anyway, that's a side note. I could go on about that. Yeah, so that's a little bit about the Lionsgate 8-8 portal from a different perspective than you've ever heard. So I'm grateful to be here today to give you this new perspective, to be able to kind of flip the scales, to be able to help you understand what this portal truly is, because I, for one, am somebody that, because I've taught it so long, I get frustrated when I see misinformation about it. And this year, I already knew that it was going to be like the biggest Lionsgate portal ever. I knew it was going to get in the mainstream this year. I knew that it was going to. And so I'm using it as an opportunity to share with you the true reality of it, so how you can specifically use it, because truthfully, the way that I'm explaining this portal is not for everybody, and everybody needs to go through this portal and have their own experience of this portal in the way that they're going to experience it. The one thing that I will always get mad at, though, is the dates. It is July 26th to the August 26th. You cannot change those dates. Those dates are impermeable. You cannot change those dates. And if you think otherwise, you can't. That's the one thing that I will fight for the rest of my life about. Those are literally the dates of the Lionsgate portal. I had somebody tell me that that the 8-8 portal wasn't on 8-8. And that's where I was like, we lost the ancient text, literally. Okay. Well, if you enjoyed this, you're like, that's amazing. I'm going to be doing this for like an hour and a half at 8:30 a.m. on 8/8. We're going to be talking about the Lionsgate portal, but we're also going to be going into timeline shifting experiences, so guided meditations, quantum healing. We're going to do ancestral clearing. We're going to do poverty vow clearing is coming through right now. We are going to shift you onto your highest timeline. We're going to clear past lives, contracts, vows, etc. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm super excited to be able to support you, so you can join that workshop through the description box below, as well as if you are curious to work one-on-one with me on 8/8, I do have my Akashic Records reading and quantum healing personal sessions. I have one space left, so if you are looking to get personalized spiritual guidance and be able to go through and navigate major quantum healing, so being able to navigate through your own personal ancestral clearing, past lives, contract vow removal, subconscious, inner child, you can also sign up through the link below. So I'm sending you so much love, and I hope that you have an amazing Lionsgate.